Good morning once again. Now we begin with the organizational, administrative, and financial matters. And this is the first meeting of the heads of member states. I call our president to begin with the proceedings.
Gentlemen, once again, good morning. I believe the agenda of the meeting has been circulated. May I please know if there is any amendment, any proposal to the contrary to the agenda? Agenda? In the absence of any amendment, I will take it that the agenda has been adopted. Thank you. We'll proceed on the issue of admission of new members. Is there any new members to be admitted? I'm told that there is no new members to be admitted. What about observers? Go ahead. They are applying to be observers. Okay. I've been informed that Fiji and Afghanistan are applying to be observers. Any objection? Any objection, please? In the absence of any objections, both countries have been admitted as observers. Thank you. In respect of the international organization, we have the ICRC, we have the UNODC, the United Nations, UNHCR, as well as ARDO. Is there any objection? In the absence of any objection, they are admitted. Thank you. And, election of the president. We will now go to the most important activity for today. That's the issue of the election of the president. May I call for nomination, please? Which country is nominating who? The head of delegation of Japan, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. For the high office of President of the 52nd Annual Session of ALCO, I have the pleasure and great honor to propose Dr. Nehru Chadha, Legal Advisor, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. Dr. Nehru Chadha assumed charge as the head of the Legal and Treaties Division of the Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India, on 1st June 2012. Dr. Nehru Chadha, as the head of the division, is the highest-ranking legal advisor to the Government of India on international law. Dr. Chadha's appointment is a big achievement. With it, India got its first woman legal advisor on international law. Legal and Treaties Division is responsible for advising the Government of India on international legal matters. The input of this division is critical to all international transactions of the Government of India, whether bilateral or multilateral. She joined the division in 1992 and worked as legal advisor in the permanent mission of India to the United Nations in New York from 2006 to 2009. She has master's in law from both the University of Michigan and Delhi. She holds a doctorate in law from University of Delhi, and she is among a selected group of high-ranking women in the Foreign Ministry. Thank you, Mr. President.
Who will second the nomination? Please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And on behalf of my delegation, the delegation of Egypt, we would be very much welcoming and endorsing the candidature of India. And personally, I was in New York during the time that Her Excellency was there and really acknowledge her expertise. I believe that India hosting the organization and now coming at this moment to work with us at this critical time of challenges at the international level would be an asset, an added asset. So we welcome this. Thank you.
So, in the absence of any objection to the nomination of India, I take it that India has been appointed to the position of the president of the 52nd session for the next 1 year. Congratulations. May I please call for the nomination of the vice president? I call on China, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's my great honor and privilege to propose Ms. Hema Odeh, a representative from South Africa, to be the Vice President of the 52nd Annual Session of the ALCO. Mr. Odeh is currently the first Secretary Multilateral at the South Africa High Commission in New Delhi, where she has been in the Department of the International Relations for the past 13 years. Mr. Odeh was previously posted in the Washington, D.C. as Political Secretary. In view of her vast knowledge and experiences in various areas, China considers it most appropriate to propose Ms. Hema Odeh to be the Vice President of this session. Thank you.
May I call on Kenya to please second the nomination?
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Distinguished delegates, on behalf of the Kenyan delegation, it is my pleasure to second the nomination of Ms. Odeh, representative of the Republic of South Africa, as the Vice President of the 52nd session of ALCO, and to serve in this capacity for the next 1 year. Thank you.
In the absence of any objection, the Vice President is hereby elected from South Africa. Thank you. May I, at this juncture, invite the President and the Vice President to approach the chair to take their new mandate. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. It's still good morning. We are just 5 minutes before 12, so I can wish you all good morning. Your Excellency, Mr. Mohammed Bello Adoke, Attorney General and the Minister of Justice, Federal Republic of Nigeria, and the President for the 51st session. Your Excellency, Professor Ahmed Mohammed, Secretary General of ALCO, Honorable Ministers of Member States of ALCO, Attorneys General, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, special invitees, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank the member states for reposing this trust in me, and I will try to the best of my ability to see that this session is a success. I also take this opportunity to thank His Excellency, Mr. Adoke, for his work and his leadership on the work of ALCO for the last 1 year. Despite your inability to come to Delhi, Your Excellency, you were a continuous source of inspiration for ALCO. And through your dedication and vision, ALCO had enjoyed a successful year in achieving cooperation between Asian and African states. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, ALCO is a unique organization, perhaps the only intergovernmental organization that spans two most populous continents of the world, Asia and Africa. The dynamism of this region and the growing economic clout of the most populous countries of this region has given us a lot of leverage, and we believe it should be used and it should be an impetus to engage, as in the past, as a group in the UN General Assembly, International Law Commission, and in other multilateral fora. In the forthcoming days, we'll be deliberating on a variety of current and relevant matters of topical interest in international law. I'm sure we would all benefit from each other's views and would be able to arrive at common understandings and positions on several of the identified areas. With these few words, I wish the session every success and will try to the best of my abilities once again to ensure that the session is a fruitful one, and during India's presidency of the organization, I would do all that it is in my capacity to promote the work, ideals, objectives, and interests of the organization. I look forward to working with the Secretary General, Professor Ahmed Mohammed, and the other staff of the ALCO Secretariat. Thank you very much. Start on the
general statement by the honorable ministers. Malaysia will be giving the first general statement. Saudi Arabia, these are the
list. Okay. We start on the next agenda item, which is the general statements. I give the floor to the Honorable Attorney General of Malaysia to give his general statement. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you. Your Excellency, Madam President, Madam Vice President, the Secretary General, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of my delegation, I thank Your Excellency, the President of the 52nd session of ALCO, the Vice President, and Secretary General of ALCO, the host country, India, and the ALCO Secretariat for the arrangements made for this ALCO session. Malaysia wishes to share its initial reactions to some of the most important topics. Based on the agenda of the meeting, issues relating to environment and sustainable development, challenges in combating corruption, and a special study on the statehood of Palestine under international law are worthy of mention. Malaysia noted too that a special meeting on Wednesday will focus on three important ILC topics, namely, 1, protection of persons in the event of disaster, 2, immunity of state officials from foreign criminal jurisdiction, and 3, of course, the formation and evidence of customary international law. ALCO's continued dedication on the topic of the environment and sustainable development as a matter of common concern having legal implications